Thanks for coming back to the table. We are talking with twin sisters, Clydelia and Clydea, two Army colonels who enlisted in the United States Army in the late 80s and early 90s. So you've been in the Army now for how long?
Approximately 34 years for me, 33 for me.
Got it. And just the list of accomplishments, there's not enough, a talk show long enough. But let's just talk about some of the things that you have accomplished over these three decades.
Absolutely. So I was, again, the first female and first minority cadet battalion commander of my school. I became the first female and minority battalion commander, which is the actual active duty position as a lieutenant colonel. And then I also became the first female and first minority brigade commander, which is a command of 3,000 to 4,000 soldiers. And now I'm the first female and minority chief of staff of my command, which is the first theater sustainment command.
I am just blown away.
And so I jumped right in. I was the first cadet brigade commander of my university, South Carolina State University. They created the position because they wanted to use that as a mentoring for the 3 schools that were surrounding South Carolina State. Came in, I was the first battalion commander, first female minority battalion commander, actually first female battalion commander for the Columbus, Ohio Recruiting Battalion. And the key part to that was I was the only female battalion commander out of 16 battalion commanders and sergeants majors. So I was the only female in the room for the entire 2 years that I was there. After that, I became the first military personnel division chief for the Army Cyber Command, and that hosted probably about 3,600 soldiers as well.
What I keep hearing, and first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service, both of you. I keep hearing this common denominator, though, either the only woman or one of very few.
Correct.
What does it mean for younger soldiers, and really for women in all branches of service, to see the two of you doing what you are doing at such a high-ranking level now, too? Like, do you get pulled over in the corner? I know people have to, address you with respect and, the rank that you've earned, but what do you say in the private corners?
So most of the time we explain to soldiers and we explain to our peers and leaders that soldiers have to see what they can be. Which means they have to see a colonel to know that they can become a colonel.
Right.
And so our goal is to make sure we show, as role models, how we can help them with their journey, understanding that it's not a journey too far for them to reach, because we came from a single mother and had to have all the answers that we had to go out and seek ourselves by asking for mentorship, asking for leaders to tell us, how do we do this? So whenever we saw maybe 1 or 2 females out there, we reached out to them and said, how did you do it? And so our goal now is to just give back and be able to provide those same answers to the next generation.
And you've been colonels for how long now?
Gosh, since 2019.
Wow.
Yes, 2019.
Both
of us.
Same.
Both.
Wow, that's amazing. But there are also, like so many women in the armed forces, you are mothers, you are wives, you have the balancing act. How do you do this?
So that's one of the biggest concerns that so many people think about the Army, but it's not a concern for us. One of the things that we saw is we just ensured that our families understood that we are focused on them when we come home, but we understand the importance of being able to come out and actually hold the opportunity or the positions of leaders. And so balancing it was understanding our husbands, both of our husbands are veterans, both retired Army, and then they understood the language, they understood the mission, they understood what the requirements were. When having a family, and we'll just share with you real quickly, so both of us have sons that are the same age, 24, 7 months apart, and then both of us have daughters the same age, 18.
5 months apart.
5 months apart. And
didn't plan it.
Of course not. Twins never plan to get pregnant the same, but you always do this. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And the wonderful thing about that is because of the relationship that we have, the camaraderie between our children was amazing. They actually are brother cousins and sister cousins,
of course.
Is what we say.
And I think it's important to point out, you two have never, you've been deployed in the same assignment one time, right? But the rest of your careers you have spent deployed
Pretty much
either abroad from each other or, either the U.S. or abroad, right?
Well, and I'll tell you, the reason we actually ended up together was because I was married for 20 years and ended up getting a divorce. So I was a single mom with 2 kids, experiencing what my mother had gone through. And so I asked the Army to move me near my sister. How can I do this? So I needed that support system. And so our children ended up living together. And so most of the people thought they were the twins growing up because our daughters are so close. I mean, they look almost like fraternal twins themselves.
Yeah.
And so she helped me learn how to be strong and was my support system.
We had to circle the wagons, is what we call it. The village was helping raise the children while being able to support and empower her while she was going through that.
And that is so important. I see a lesson here for women who are trying to, quote unquote, have it all.
Right.
Exactly. And there's so much pressure women put on ourselves to have it all. What do you think about that? Is that a myth? Is it a reality? Is it just the timing of sometimes having to pull back and push forward at different times?
Well, and I'll start this one with, because I was divorced and understanding there's life after divorce. The pressure we put on ourselves, thinking that if we fail, if we don't make that, we're not a successful marriage or not successful in our careers, we have to have that support system. So we encourage young ladies, look, it's going to be challenges you're going to face in life. And so you have that support system, whether it's your family, your friends, or your adopted support family that's in the military or in the civilian community, that you have to lean on for that support. I enjoy telling people I was once divorced, I was once single, and then I found love again. And so Eric Up the Grove Sr. came into my life and gave me a new lease on life of being a married wife with children. And so that's where we tell people you will be able to fight through whatever challenges you have with the support system.
Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, sit tight, colonels. We've got more from these incredible women in service and sisters when we return. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I really want to thank you for season 3 of Portia. It's because of loyal viewers like you that we keep getting to share this daily dose of positivity all across the country. So just a reminder, I still need you to like, comment, and subscribe, and go ahead and tell your friends. You can catch us now in Orlando, in San Francisco, in Atlanta, and all across the country on Fox Soul. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon on Portia.